Never buy expensive protein. This cheap food works better over 60 on supermarket shelves and TV commercials. It seems like aging with strength has become a luxury. Shakes, bars, powders, and supplements promise miracles and come with a hefty price tag. But what almost no one tells you is that many of these expensive proteins don't work as promised, especially after 60 and worse. While millions of people spend a fortune trying to preserve their muscles, the real solution lies in a simple, cheap, and accessible food, something you probably already have in your kitchen. The industry wants you to believe that staying strong as you age depends on imported formulas and shiny containers. But science tells a different story. Research from the National Institutes of Health and the Harvard School of Public Health shows that bodies over 60 need high-quality, easily absorbed proteins, not necessarily the most expensive ones. In other words, the price tag doesn't define the results, and that's exactly where the big reveal of this video comes in. A cheap, common, and natural food can be just as effective, or even more so, than those pricey proteins sold as miracle solutions. This food boosts muscle regeneration, helps produce energy, and even improves brain and heart health. Before we go on, drop a comment letting us know where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the Age with Strength channel. Here, you'll find simple, accessible, and powerful tips to age with more vitality, health, and independence. And an important reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice or nutritional guidance. Always consult a healthcare professional before making changes to your diet or supplements. Get ready. What you're about to discover could completely change the way you care for your muscles, your wallet, and your health. After 60, the body changes, and so do its nutritional needs. Muscles that used to respond well to any workout now need more attention, and the metabolism slows down. In this scenario, the food industry found a goldmine. It sells the idea that the only way to stay strong is by buying expensive supplements, shakes, isolated proteins, imported powders, high-protein bars, all wrapped in powerful words: anti-aging, muscle recovery, premium nutrition. But behind these promises lies a hard truth. Many of these products don't deliver what they promise, and the body over 60 simply doesn't absorb these proteins the way the ads make it seem. Research from the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School shows that as we age, our ability to absorb protein decreases. So it's not just about consuming more protein, it needs to be easily digested and actually used by the body. And here's the big mistake: thinking price equals performance. Many expensive supplements contain chemical additives, artificial coloring, sugars, and even thickeners that make digestion harder. Some even cause gut discomfort and inflammation, exactly the opposite of what a mature body needs. In other words, what's supposed to nourish ends up putting extra stress on the digestive system. And there's another important detail. A lot of these industrial proteins come from ultra-processed sources. Even the whey or isolate versions go through chemical processes that destroy part of their original nutrients. So what looks like a superfood on the label might just be an expensive illusion inside your body. Meanwhile, millions of Americans spend over $2 billion a year on protein supplements, thinking they're investing in their health, when in reality, they could get better results from simple, natural, and inexpensive foods. It's like buying premium gasoline for an old car, but forgetting to change the fuel filter. The engine doesn't need luxury, it needs efficiency, and the human body works the same way. The good news is that there are accessible, complete proteins that the body can fully absorb, foods that don't come in shiny containers but deliver exactly what your muscles need to stay firm and strong. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. But before we dive in, here's a thought. Is the secret to aging strong really about spending more or choosing better? Muscles are more than just physical strength. They're the silent engine that keeps the entire body running, from keeping the heart beating to ensuring the brain gets enough oxygen. But as we age, that engine starts to slow down, and the body demands higher quality protein, not necessarily more of it, according to the National Institutes of Health (NIH). After the age of 60, the body loses 3% to 8% of its muscle mass every decade. This loss, known as sarcopenia, is one of the main reasons behind frailty, falls, and even loss of independence. But here's the detail almost no one talks about. It's not just about consuming protein, it's about absorbing it. When we're young, the body easily extracts amino acids from proteins, but over the years, the digestive process becomes less efficient. Stomach acid production drops, and the enzymes that break down protein, like pepsin and trypsin, become less active. That means a large portion of the protein you eat passes through your body without being fully used. That's why so many people over 60 say, "I'm eating well, but I still feel weak." The issue isn't a lack of protein, it's a lack of absorption. The good news is that the right kind of protein can turn this situation around. Studies from Harvard Health Publishing and the Mayo Clinic show that high biological value proteins, meaning those that contain all essential amino acids and are easily digested, help the body rebuild muscle tissue even after age 70. Beyond feeding your muscles, protein plays several vital roles. It's the raw material for enzymes, hormones, antibodies, and even neurotransmitters. When the body doesn't get enough protein, the immune system weakens, wound healing slows down, and the metabolism drops. But there's another crucial point most people overlook. Expensive proteins aren't always the most bio. Many go through isolating and refining processes that strip away nutritional quality, while simple, natural foods rich in amino acids and complementary nutrients offer the full package. Protein, vitamins, and minerals working together to strengthen the body. Think of the body as an orchestra. Protein is the conductor, but it means nothing if the other musicians like calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and healthy fats aren't present. It's the harmony between these nutrients that creates the perfect performance, energy, strength, and vitality. And this is exactly where the secret starts to reveal itself. Because there's a food so simple and affordable that it delivers this natural balance with extremely high bioavailability, nutrients that boost absorption, and a price tag that fits any budget for decades. The supplement industry has built an empire on a powerful promise. Take this protein, and you'll get your old body and energy back. But what few people realize is that most of these products were designed for young athletes, not for adults over 60. And that changes. Everything in an aging body doesn't just need protein. It needs nutrients that help digest, absorb, and use that protein. When those elements are missing, as they often are in many industrial shakes and powders, the result is a high cost for minimal benefit. Studies published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging showed that ultra-processed protein supplements often have low bioavailability, meaning only a fraction of the amino acids actually reach the muscles. The rest gets lost in the digestive process. It's like filling your gas tank and discovering half of it evaporates before reaching the engine. Another issue is the excessive amount of chemical additives. To add flavor, color, and texture, manufacturers load products with artificial sweeteners, dyes, emulsifiers, and preservatives. These substances trigger inflammation, overload the liver and intestines, organs that are key to protein metabolism. The result is the opposite of what was promised: less energy, more fatigue, and even muscle pain. On top of that, many of these expensive proteins are chemically isolated. In the process, they lose B-complex vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats, exactly the components that help the body turn protein into real strength. Without that support, muscles don't regenerate efficiently. And here's a detail almost no one mentions: the high price doesn't reflect quality, it reflects marketing. According to Consumer Reports, much of the cost of protein supplements comes from flashy packaging, celebrity endorsements, and advertising hype. The content, in many cases, is basic and sometimes inferior to natural foods that cost a fraction of the price. Meanwhile, there are people over 60 spending $60, $80, even $100 a month on products that deliver minimal results when they could be nourishing their bodies with something that costs less than $1 per serving and is recognized by science as one of the most complete proteins out there. Frustrating, isn't it? But at the same time, it's empowering to realize you don't have to depend on the industry to age with strength and energy, because nature already provides what your body needs, and the secret lies in a food so simple. You might see it every day and have no idea how powerful it really is. For decades, marketing made it seem like strength and vitality came in expensive containers. But the truth, backed by countless studies, is that one of the most complete, affordable, and effective foods to protect muscle after 60 is the egg. The humble egg, the same one sitting in almost every American fridge, is a true nutritional gem. While many pricey proteins are ultra-processed and full of additives, the egg is naturally complete, containing all 9 essential amino acids the body needs to build and repair muscle tissue. Research from the Harvard School of Public Health shows that egg protein has extremely high bioavailability, meaning the body can absorb and use almost everything it offers. In other words, nearly 100% of the egg's protein becomes real strength. But the power of the egg goes beyond protein. It contains choline, a key nutrient for brain and nervous system function. It has vitamin D, which helps the body absorb calcium and protects bones and muscles. And it also delivers vitamin B12, essential for energy and cellular regeneration. The Cleveland Clinic also recognizes the egg as one of the most complete foods in the world, calling it the gold standard of proteins. And, contrary to what was once believed, recent studies from the American Heart Association have made it clear: moderate egg consumption does not increase cardiovascular risk in healthy individuals. In fact, it can actually improve cholesterol profiles, raise HDL, the good cholesterol, and reduce inflammation. Now think about this. A simple boiled egg costs just cents, yet provides more complete and efficient protein than shakes that cost dozens of dollars. It's like comparing a living food created by nature to a lab-made product. The human body recognizes and uses natural sources far more efficiently. The secret lies in how you eat it. When eggs are boiled or simply prepared without frying in vegetable oil, they retain their nutrients and are easy to digest. Plus, they're incredibly versatile. They can be part of breakfast, lunch, a salad, or even a quick, nutritious snack. And here's the most surprising part. People who include eggs regularly in their diet after 60 have more lean mass, better balance, and more energy. A study from the NIH showed that older adults who consume highly bioavailable proteins like those in eggs preserve their strength and mobility better over the years. In other words, the secret isn't in the product's price, it's in the wisdom of the choice. What costs little can be worth a lot, and what seems modern and expensive may, in practice, do less for your body. The egg may be the star of this story, but it's not acting alone. Nature offers a whole team of simple, affordable, and powerful foods, each playing a key role in preserving muscle and energy after 60. Let's start with an underrated American classic: beans. Rich in plant protein, iron, potassium, and magnesium, beans are a complete and budget-friendly food. Research from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health shows that diets rich in legumes, like beans, lentils, and chickpeas, are linked to better muscle mass preservation in older adults. These foods not only provide amino acids, but also soluble fiber, which helps with digestion and nutrient absorption, something essential for anyone over 60. Another powerful ally is plain Greek yogurt. It's an excellent source of protein and calcium, and also contains probiotics, the good bacteria that keep the gut healthy. And a healthy gut is crucial, because that's where protein and vitamin absorption begins. It's no use eating good sources of protein if your gut can't extract everything your body needs from them. And how about an option from the sea? Sardines are one of the best natural sources of protein, calcium, omega-3s, and vitamin D, and they cost far less than salmon. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce chronic inflammation. One of the causes of muscle weakness and joint pain, sardines also contain coenzyme Q10, a substance that boosts energy production in your cells. It's the kind of food that fuels both your muscles and your heart at the same time. Another affordable superfood is oats, although many people think of them only as a source of carbohydrates. Oats contain plant-based protein, fiber, and antioxidants called avenanthramides, which support muscle recovery. Plus, their magnesium content boosts protein metabolism and improves physical performance. And let's not forget nuts and seeds. A daily handful provides magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats that support muscle and hormonal function. Magnesium, for example, is one of the most underrated yet essential minerals. It's involved in over 300 chemical reactions in the body, including those that produce energy and trigger muscle contractions. All of these foods have one thing in common: they're simple, natural, and they work together. When combined with eggs, they create a dietary pattern rich in amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, the perfect fuel to preserve strength, energy, and vitality. It's important to remember that the secret isn't just in the food, it's in consistency. A strong body is built gradually, meal by meal. It's not the expensive supplement that brings results, it's the daily habit that allows the body to regenerate and stay strong over time. Knowing which foods support muscle health is just the first step, but the real secret lies in how and when you consume them. After 60, the body changes, and so does the way it processes protein to turn food into strength. You need to understand your metabolism's natural rhythm and make small adjustments that make a big difference. A common mistake is loading most of the day's protein into dinner. That's what many Americans do. They eat a light breakfast, a modest lunch, and a heavy dinner with meat or chicken. But studies from the University of Texas medical branch showed that the body absorbs protein much more effectively when it's spread throughout the day, with portions at every meal. This keeps protein synthesis active continuously, helping to prevent muscle loss. So instead of a breakfast based on toast and black coffee, include boiled or scrambled eggs, some oats, and even a serving of plain Greek yogurt at lunch. Add beans, lentils, or chickpeas alongside chicken, fish, or protein-rich vegetables. And for dinner, go with something light, like a vegetable soup with sardines or a simple omelet with colorful veggies. Another crucial point is how the food is prepared. Frying in vegetable oils like canola, soybean, or corn oil produces inflammatory compounds that hinder nutrient absorption. Choose to boil, grill, bake, or use small amounts of olive oil instead. These simple choices allow your body to receive clean protein, ready to be used for muscle regeneration. And remember, hydration and absorption go hand in hand. Muscles are largely made of water, and protein digestion depends on proper fluid intake. Drinking water throughout the day helps enzymes break down protein and improves intestinal absorption. Here's another detail few people know. The body needs vitamin D, magnesium, and calcium to make full use of protein. Without these nutrients, a portion of the protein is wasted. That's why it's worth including foods rich in them like fatty fish, whole eggs, and leafy greens. And speaking to your doctor about safe supplementation options. And then there's the role of movement. Protein alone doesn't work miracles. It needs a signal to be used. That signal comes from muscle activity. Light walks, bodyweight resistance exercises, gardening, small household chores. All of these keep muscles active, sending a clear message to your body. I need this strength. Without that stimulus, even the best diet loses part of its effect. When you distribute protein throughout the day, prepare your food simply and keep your body moving. You create a powerful combination. It's the kind of routine that turns what you eat into real energy, strength, and vitality, not waste. It doesn't require spending a lot. You don't need imported products or trendy diets. All it takes is a bit of strategy and consistency. When it comes to aging strong, you'll often hear phrases like, "At this age, it's no use," or "My body just doesn't respond anymore." But the truth is, it's never too late to rebuild vitality. The human body has an incredible ability to regenerate, even after 60, 70, or 80, as long as it gets the right nutrients and the right signals. A study published by Tufts University followed adults over 65 who increased their intake of natural proteins like eggs, yogurt, and legumes, and added light walking to their daily routine. In just 12 weeks, they showed significant gains in leg and arm strength. Along with better balance and more energy, what's most interesting is that none of them used expensive supplements. Everything was done with simple, accessible foods. Another example comes from the National Institute on Aging, which documented that seniors with diets rich in highly bioavailable proteins, especially those from natural sources like eggs and fish, experienced 25% less muscle loss over 2 years compared to those who consumed less protein or relied on processed products. But maybe the science hits even harder when we look at real stories like Marta's, a 72-year-old retiree from Missouri who spent much of the pandemic struggling with fatigue and a loss of strength. She believed she needed expensive supplements, but her doctor advised her to focus on natural foods. She started eating eggs for breakfast, lentils and fish for lunch, and walking every day. 3 months later, Martha shared something simple but powerful. I'm carrying my own groceries again. Or take James, a 68-year-old Navy veteran who was dealing with muscle pain and trouble sleeping. He decided to ditch ultra-processed shakes and switch to a diet rich in eggs, plain yogurt, and sardines. Within weeks, he noticed better sleep, more energy, and even a more stable mood. When he got his blood work done, he saw a rise in his HDL, the good cholesterol, a direct reflection of a restored metabolic balance. These stories show that change is possible, and that the secret isn't in spending more, it's in going back to the essentials. The strength you're looking for doesn't come from a fancy label. It comes from the wisdom of choosing what your body actually recognizes as food. And the beauty of this is, anyone can start right now. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or 80 if you go to the gym or not, if you can afford supplements or not. What matters is the decision to take care of your body every single day with simplicity, consistency, and care. And if you do that, you'll see your body respond. Your step becomes steadier, your mind clearer, your sleep more restful, and above all, you regain a sense of control over your own life, the independence that becomes our most valuable asset after 60. It's about gaining wisdom, and part of that wisdom is realizing that your body doesn't need luxury. It needs real nourishment. Strength doesn't come from the most expensive products. It comes from the smartest choices. It comes from simple foods, steady routines, and respecting what your body truly needs. Your muscles, your heart, even your mind thank you when you let go of the excess and return to the essential when you choose the egg over the pricey supplement, the beans over fast food, the sardines over designer salmon. You're telling your body, I want to live independently, and your body responds with more energy, more stability, more life. After 6, every meal is a chance to regenerate. Every choice is an act of self-care, and every small healthy habit is one more step toward ensuring that the years ahead are lived with vitality, clarity, and freedom. Now that you understand the power of simple, accessible proteins, it's time to take the next step. And if you want to follow this natural path with confidence, here's something special. Asterisk, asterisk. Did you know that there are hundreds of natural solutions proven safe and within your reach to relieve pain, regulate blood pressure, improve sleep, digestion, and even support diabetes control in a complementary way? If you're interested in a more natural, intelligent,